Evening all, Rich here, back for part 3 of this RMS Queen Elizabeth tutorial, and today's focus is the first section of the ship's superstructure. I think 2 decks, including the forecastle, some side windows, and anything else I can think of along the way. So we're going to start with the first deck of the ship's superstructure first. First, we're going to go to the very back end of the ship to start there. We're going to add the main deck, or the lower main deck. The main deck is sort of connected to the forecastle, so we're going to do the lower deck. So I know that's confusing, but there we go. So we're going to fly right to the back end of the ship, right to the very ass end, which is all the way down here, and we'll add the first deck. Now, I normally suggest building the deck all the way to the length of the ship, but because this ship is so bloody big, I wouldn't suggest building the whole deck if you don't want to. But what I'd say, go to the very tip of the stern, the very back end of the ship, and along the top of the black, we'll start adding the deck. And that should be okay. So just carry on adding the deck like so. And basically you want to build it all the way to the front end eventually, but I would suggest just doing the first sort of 100 blocks. So I do, the first 100 rows back, so it doesn't really matter, because when we start building the superstructure, most of the deck is going to be covered up anyway, so you can go back and fill the deck in later on. So like I say, I'll do the first few sections like so. Like that, and it should look something like that. So like I say, build the deck as far forward as you can, as long as it goes sort of at least a quarter of the way along the ship, you should be okay. So what I'm going to do, I should use the fill tool to fill the deck in so far. So we'll do fill wood by 200, that would do for now. That should go a certain length along the ship. That's the theory at least. That's 11,224 blocks to go, but yeah, it's going to be a little while. Pardon me, got hiccups as well. La 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 la. Right, so there's the deck added, some of it at least. So like I say, I've only done so far like about 100 blocks or 200 blocks that way. So like I say, I keep saying that, but yeah, I'm not going to fill the whole deck in just yet, but yeah, it's not really necessary at the moment. So what we're going to do, we're going to go right to the back end of the ship again, and what we're going to do is start adding the inner wall. So we're going to go right to the back end again, like I say, I keep saying that, and we're going to go to the how far do we want to go? How far do I want to go? I'm just trying to work out this one. So in the walls, we're going to go to the 36th block forward on the wood. So sorry I'm being a bit vague. So from the back here, on the first wood block, count to the 36th forward. So count 36 all the way. So that's 25, 30, 33, 34, 35, 36. So there's 36 there. And I'll put a red block to mark the centre. And we're going to build the inside wall. So we're going to build the inside wall 31 wide, which is 15 either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plus 2, like that. And then we do the same the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 that way, plus 2, like that. So you got a row of 31 like that, plus 2 sticking out the side like that. And then for the side walls, I'm on the left here, so we're going to build forward. And we want forward 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 7 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then outwards 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, make it 5 like that. So there we go, that's the inside walls like that. And we do the same the other side. Or before you do that, you can increase the height of the walls to 4 high, but I do the other sides quick anyway. So we want 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out like that. And it should, in theory, something like that. And then you, like I say, you increase the walls to 4 high now all the way around. So 4 high, like so. And then when we add the deck will sit on top like that. So that's that little job done there. So like I say, just increase the walls to 4 high all the way around. Like I said, I'll do the first row, the first few rows, and then I'll do a jump cut and do it all by hand. I'll do it off camera, otherwise I'd be here all day. So that's 4 high there. And we just want to carry that design all the way around the back, up the other side to that row of 4 over there, or row of 5, sorry. Build up 4 high all the way around, and then we'll move on. So I'll do a jump cut while I sort that out, and then, yeah, we'll move on. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So there's the walls now increased to 4 high. As you can see there, these back curved, well, not curved wall, but diagonal walls there, and the back straight wall, all 4 blocks high now, and should look all handy dandy. Right, so what we're going to do now, go back to the back wall here, and go to the centre block on the top, and we're going to add a few wood blocks. We're going to add, how many do we want? We want, I've not written this down very well, so bear with me on this one. We want 3 wood blocks, so 1 block on the centre like that, and then 3 wood blocks, or 1 wood block, so 1, 2, 3 wood blocks facing towards the stern, okay, so build like that, and then add a centre block afterwards, like that. So basically we're creating an overhang here, so the deck will overhang by about 3 blocks there. So there we go, that's 3 wood blocks and a colour block, and then either side of that you want to build 21 wide, so that's, what's that, that's 10 either side, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. Same the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that way. So it's 21 wide, and then either end of that 21 we want to build 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, and that should connect to the very end of the white wall on the sides like that. So it should do the same the other side, do 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that connects to the other side. That's fine. So that is the end of what will be the next main deck. So we've already got this deck here, which I will finish off later on. I just want to get the next deck out of the way first. So as you can see there, the deck is in place there, and well, the end of the deck rather. So before we add the deck, we've got to go to the front end now. We've got to go to the forecastle, or to the front of the ship, to add to the forecastle. And because this ship has a sheer, the forecastle slopes down by, I think it's 4 rows or 6 rows. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 rows it drops down by. So we're going to go right to the tip of the bow, and we're going to start building the slopey deck of the sheer. So we're at the front of the ship here. So here's the tip of the bow. Tip of the bow is that one there. And go to the 3rd block down. So 1, 2, 3, which is this block here, and then we're going to build back from there. So we're going to build back 15, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, like that. And then underneath we want to add 20, what do we want? We want 22, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then underneath that we want 32, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, like that. So the deck is sloping back like so. And I'm just looking at the white section on the outside. It is slightly out of sync, but that's no big deal. We can sort that out in a minute. So that's the 32 there. And then after the 32 underneath we want to add another 22, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then after that underneath 23, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And then after that underneath we want 25, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, like that. So you can see the deck is sloping back like that, or sloping down. And then after the 25, underneath that is the main deck. So that deck we finished, we just finished building the end of it with that row of 3 wood. You just want to connect this line now underneath the end of the 25 all the way back to the end of that deck. So this line will now go all the way to that back line in theory, and that is the slope and the shear of our bow. So we're going to go back to the front end now, very tip of the front, and start building the deck outwards. So each end, or the end of each row, so basically here's the row of 15, at the end you just want to build the deck outwards, so that marks the end of the first section, like so, and then you fill that in with wood. And then you go to the next section, which is the 22, the first 22. You do the same again. Build outwards to the side, like that. And where it doesn't connect to the white, you just add a couple of white blocks so that it does connect, like so. I'm cheating a little bit, but that's how it goes. So if it doesn't line up like I just showed you, then just add a few white blocks, and then do the same the other side. Out to the side, and then add a few white blocks where things don't line up. And then basically, I think what you can do as well, go to the front of each row as well and do the same there. So underneath that row, so there's the end of the 15, underneath the end of the 15, do the same again underneath and build outwards as well, just to create a barrier between each section. So if you're using welded it like me, when you use the fill tool, it will fill up to this line rather than go the full length of the ship, which has happened before. So like I say, I just do the same row underneath this one. I'll do the other side in a minute, but then again, go down to the next row, which is the end of the 32, I think. And then just build out to the side again. And then where there's no white blocks again, just add a few to connect them up. And then the same with the next row. The end of the other 22, build outwards. You get the idea where this is going. And out to the side with that one. And once again, white blocks are missing, just replace them like so. Looking alright. And then the same again with the next row. And you kind of get the idea with this one. So all the way out again like that, and then again add 2 white blocks, or however many you need, and then the same with the next row. Like I say, it's all not really complicated, but it's just getting everything lined up. It's all fine. So that one goes out to the side like that, and then lastly that last row here, that will go all the way down to the back end like I just showed you. So that is how it should look when you add the ribs. So I've only done one side, of course, but you can start filling in each section with wood now, which is going to take forever. But I think I can do the first section, so I should do that one. So I should fill wood here. So fill wood there. So that's half that section there, and then the next section along, do the same there, like so. So that's half the front end done. And then the next row along, the next row there, and it's just carry on the same thing all the way down until you get to the very back end. And then in that time you can also carry on the next deck below, the one we started, or I started, and then just build that one all the way forward if you want to. And if you want to follow the contours of the shear, then you can just build the deck up to the end of where the deck goes at the certain height, and then when it changes height, just build the deck up again, just follow the trace line, and it should be okay. That's the theory anyway. I mean, you can do your own thing really once you get on the insides, but there we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a jump cut while I fill in the rest of the deck, or decks, and we shall move on. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So I finished off building the shear, and all the wood's filled in and that point there, so you can see how the deck is sloped down. So it slopes from the top down like so. And what I've done also, I've finished off the deck below as well. So that deck we started off at the stern going all the way forward, I've filled that in as well. But I've not added the shear to that because I couldn't be bothered. But yeah, I've not added the deck going all the way back yet, so I'm just going to go to the back end. So that, like I said, that line I've just added there, or added earlier, should go all the way back to that line of wood blocks on the top of those walls down this back end here. That's the theory. So I've not measured it, but that's where it should go. So those, like I say, that line should go all the way to the very back end where that barrier is there. So I want to build that deck all the way back, and I'm just going to use the fill tool to do that. And I'll do 2,000, that'll cover it. And the deck should go all the way from the front to the back to that point. Hopefully. No guarantees. And it's going to take forever as well, so bear with me on this one. Oh, there's the deck added, that's quick. So yeah, there's the deck gone all the way. Still spawning up there. I'll go up to that in a minute. But then you can see the deck has gone up to that end there like so, up to the end of the barrier there. So I'm just going to fly to the front end and make sure the deck is connected up to where it was meant to go. Because like I said, I've not measured out where all the... well, I have measured it, but only vaguely, so it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy. But judging by what I see, it has lined up and gone to the right place, so that looks fine. That looks fine. So I'm just going to quickly dig underneath to make sure it's all lined up. And yeah, it's fine. So, okay, so the deck is all filled in. So we've got from the shear sloping down, and then the main deck going all the way back to where we were earlier. Right, marvellous. So what we're going to do now, we're going to leave the decks as they are for the minute, and what we're going to do now is it's actually cut a hole in the side of the white section. So I'm going to go right to the back end of the ship again, to the very back end of the white on the side. So the lower section of the white, which is down here where it's on the end of the, well, on the black there. And we're going to go from the back end here, go 2 blocks up, so second block of the white up, and then to the, where do we want? We want to go. I want to go to the sorry, I want to go to the 8th block along the side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we want to cut a 2 block high gap like so, and we want to cut that 27 long. So that's 1 already, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So it's 27 long like that, and then double it in height. So this is basically an open promenade area, so just cut this all open like so, like that, and it should look something like that. Marvellous. And then for the pillars, you can either use white blocks, or I'm going to use end rods wherever they are. There they are. So use our end rods for this, and we're going to go from the front end. We're going to go to the 4th block along. So 1, 2, 3, 5th block along. Sorry. So is it 4th or 5th? I'm trying to work out. So the pillars are, yeah, to the 4th block. So 4th block along, which is that one there. Add a pillar, and then every 5th block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add a pillar, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add a pillar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add a pillar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add a pillar, and there we go. There's another gap at the end. So it should, in theory, look something like that. Apologies, I'm a bit vague with my notes at the moment, or reading, because my notes are a bit upside down. Apologies there. But anyway, there's the pillars added there, and then at each end of the gap you can use quartz stairs for the curve of the gap. So put a curve there, and then put another curve at the other end. So put one there like that. So it gives you the it gives you the effect that it's a curved opening, like so. And as before, if you're familiar with my builds, you can go ahead and start adding the doors and windows to this inside wall as well. It's my usual thing of sort of 2 doors and then a bundle of windows, 2 doors, windows. I'll do a demonstration later on, but I'll do the other side first. So second block up, 8 blocks along. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we cut our 27 long. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So 27 long there like that. And then get our end rod again, which I've thrown away. Where is it? There. So that end rod. So 4th block along. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add a pillar. And then every 5th block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pillar. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pillar. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pillar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pillar. Then we go. So there's our pillars there, and then the curves at each end, the stairs like that, and then like that there. So there we are. There's our opening promenade on the side like that. You can probably put more pillars in if you want to, but I'll say it's up to you what you want to do. Now for the doors and windows I was explaining, if I get a door first, because they're always handy to have, like that. So at the ends of the corridor, we just add a pair of doors like that, and then along the sides you can just add sort of 6 or 7 windows like that. So 3, 4, 5, 6 windows like that, and then add a pair of doors like that, and then same again, sort of 5 or 6 windows. So 1, 2, 3, 4 windows there, and I'll put a door at the end, may as well. So there's the windows along the side there, and then the same across the back. We'll put a pair of doors at the end like that, and then add windows going towards the centre. So 1, 2, 3, 4 windows like that. So that's halfway along, and that's one side done basically. So you've got the windows and doors on the inside there, and then up to the centre. So what I'll do, I'll quickly use World Edit to copy to the other side. So I'll just quickly use copy paste from that outside there to the centre here. Then we'll do our copy, flip, paste. There we go. So there's our doors and windows on the other side. But what I do hate about copy and pasting, the doors do end up the wrong way around. So when you open the door here, it opens it the wrong bloody way. But no worries. That's anyway. That's the doors and windows sorted on both sides in that little cubby hole. So that's that little job done. So yeah, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a jump cut while I work out what to do next, and then we can move on to something else. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So what we're going to do now is work on the next deck of the superstructure. We'll also do the forecastle superstructure as well in a moment. But first we're going to start at the back end again, and we're going to go to the back end of the tallest part of the white. So the white comes to the back of the ship here, the tallest part, and then it stops and goes down. So what we're going to do is go to this back corner here where it starts to go down again. And what we're going to do from here, just build a line of white blocks from one corner to the other side. This basically marks off the end where the deck will go. I think that's where the deck will go anyway, so we'll work it out in a second. So that's where the end of the deck will go when we add the deck in a moment anyway. So like I said, when we add the deck, it will sit against that line there like that. So that's that line added there, and then inside, one block forward of that line, just a couple of blocks, well, one block forward and along the top, you just basically want to build a wall like so, going all the way across from one side to the other. So build a straight wall again, one block forward of that inside wall. This is going to be 4 blocks high, so this marks the end of the superstructure basically. So once again, I'm being vague with my notes and because I'm reading things upside down, if you know what I mean. So just build this wall all the way across and build it 4 high, like so. You can see like that. So you got the top line like that, and then the next wall down is just indented by 1 block. So it should look something like that eventually. So like I said, just quickly build this 4 high, and then we can move on to the front end. Actually, I welded at the rest, otherwise we'd be here all day. La 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 la. Right, so set quartz like that. Oh, missed one. Set crats. Okay. There we go. So there's the back wall done, and it should look something like that. And you can start adding, once again, the doors and windows to this area if you want to. So that's that bit done there. This just marks the end of where the next deck will go, really. So the deck, like I say, will sit in this groove here on the top of that wall we just built. So that is that job there. So yeah, that's that bit done there. So what we're going to do now is just going to work something out here. So I'm going to pop over to the prototype here, because I'm just going to work out how this goes. La 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 la. It takes a little while to get there, of course. So yeah, we've got an overhang to do, and that deck we just laid out will probably be changed slightly, but we'll worry about that later on. So the overhang will come in later on, but we'll sort that out later on. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go to the front end of the ship again, back to the forecastle, and what I've done, I've added centre blocks to each section of the forecastle. As if you look in the distance there, you can just see I've added red centre blocks, so I know where the centre is all the way along. So what we're going to do, run the forecastle now. So like I say, I got the centre blocks there. What we're going to do, we're going to go from the first. Well, you see, we're going to go, I think I remember what section it is. But there's the first section over there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at the back end of the 5th row, which is here, onto the 6th row, we're going to start building our wall. So there's the 5th row there. And on the 6th row here, we're going to go to the 4th block back on the 6th row. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And put a colour block there. So that's the mark in the centre of the wall. So yeah, this is on the 6th row down, so the 5th row is there, and 4 blocks down on the 6th row is where we're going to start building. So there's the centre block, and we're going to build 9 wide, so that's 4 either side, so there's 4 there, and 1, 2, 3, 4 there, so there's 9 wide like that. And then out to the sides we want 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 rows of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 rows of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that, so it's curving round like that. And then we want 2 back, 1, 2, and then we want 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2, 1, 2, and then that's it basically. And then that row all the way around, do the same the other side. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 rows of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3s, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, the 2s, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 2 back, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2, 1, 2, and then that's that. So that's the front wall of what will be the superstructure, or the front superstructure, and then what you do, you increase that to 9 blocks high. So starting at the centre, go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 high, and you're going to build that all the way around until it connects to, well, this last section here basically. So that's going to be 9 high there. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 there. So it's 9 high all the way around to the other end like so. So I'll do a jump cut to do this, otherwise I'd be here all day. But that front wall we just built, 9 high is what you need. So I shall return in just a moment. Okay, back again, and now the wall's increased to 9 blocks high, so it should, in theory, look something like that. So like I say, 9 high all the way around, and the front wall doesn't look too bad. So yeah, that's that job done there. So what we're going to do now is where the this row of 2 here on the side basically goes out to the outside edge. What we're going to do is add a line like that, basically. So it's 1 block going out to the side, and it should look something like that. And what we'll do then is, well, I'll do the other side quickly as well. We've got to build the overhang next, which will be a raised deck. So I'll just do the same the other side there. So that's that bit there. And then what we're going to do now is from the top of the white going along the side, so behind where this row here is, or behind where the curved wall attaches to the white section here, we're going to add an extra row going out like so. So I've added an extra block there. So like I say, where the 9 is connects to the top of the white, so you're going to add a line all the way along the side, basically tracing the outside edge of the white section. You're going to go all the way down to where the end of the deck, where the end we added that extra line going across the back. So we're going to add this line all the way along the side, and when we come to add the deck, which will be in a moment, so I'll just quickly get this out of the way first. So you can see we're overhanging the side, so where you can see that where the ship gets wider, you get wider. You go wider with the outside edge like so. So the overhang goes out by 1 as well. So when we come to add the deck, what we've got to do when we add the deck, we've got to remove the top line on the inside here like so, and replace that with wood like that. But we'll worry about that in a minute. We'll just get this overhang done first, all the way down the side to that end of the deck basically. So like I said, we'll do this freehand, and just trace along the top of the white like so, and then as you see where we go, the ship gets wider, the overhang gets wider, but keep it just 1 line so far, because when we come back to this later on or in another video, there'll be windows that will attach to this wall along the side. But like I say, we'll worry about this later on. We'll just get this overhang done and in place first. We're going right along the side, along the outside edge here. So it's a bit of a long jaunt, this one, but we'll get there. La 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 dee 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 dee. Oh, there we go. So there's the end of the outside edge like so, and then the next row we just carry on doing the same. Add the overhang along the side, and then the next row. Then the next row, of course. Then the next row. You get the idea where this is going. The next row again. And again. And again. And again. And then up to the end of the deck. There we go. So there's the end of the white section. And you've got the overhang going all the way along the side like so. So it should look, in theory, like that. And on top of that overhang later on will be the promenade windows. You can see on the prototype over there, all those, well, you can't really see very well, but where the crosshairs is basically, you've got these big windows along the sides. They'll be added later on, but we'll carry on, well, do the other side with that overhang like so, and then what you need to do then is remove the inside edge of the white like so. So when we come to add the deck will sit on the inside like so, on that groove basically. So do the other side. I'll do the other side later on, but I'll just get this out of the way first. So remove the blocks, the white blocks where they're not needed, and replace with the wood blocks. So it's an unnecessary, well, I'd say it's not unnecessary, but it's sort of an unusual design characteristic of my ship, this one. I think I did the same with the Queen Mary, but I can't quite remember if I had this problem. But, hey ho, no worries. As I say, carry on doing the same thing all the way along the side until you get to the front, and then add the deck all the way to the front, and also do the other side as well, of course, but do the other side and then add the deck. And the deck will go all the way to the front of that raised curved wall at the front. So what I'll do now, I'll do a quick jump cut while I work out what to do. Well, I'll finish that off and then we'll move on. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So what I've done, I've finished off the overhang on both sides now. So I've also replaced the white blocks with the wood blocks where they needed to be. So I've not added the deck yet, but I just put the wood in the right places, so it should look sort of like that. So what I'm going to do now, I shall use the fill tool to fill in the main deck now, or fill in the deck. So I shall stand in this groove here, and we shall use the fill tool to fill in the deck. So fill wood by 300, 1000, whatever, and that should fill in the deck, in theory. La 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 la. Dee 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 dee. And there's the deck added. Right, okay, that's quicker than I expected. There we go. So there's the deck added there. And still loading up, but there we go. There's the deck added inside that groove. So got the overhang on the side like that, and then the deck is sitting inside that groove. So that should go all the way to the front end, to the back of that raised front wall. And in theory, it should all look something like that. So yeah, it's not pardon me, not too bad, but still a long way to go. I'm not going to do no more window, or no more building wise anyway. So if we just pop over to the prototype, you sort of see what we're going on for here. So what we just added is the overhang. As you can see on a prototype here, the overhang there, and then on top of that overhang we've got the windows which go all along the side, and that's something for part 4, which we'll come back to another day. But before we do that, just going to finish off down the back end of the ship, and we've got this bloody shadows. Hate that. Anyway, I'm going to go to the back end now, and we're going to add some windows along the back of the superstructure. If you look on the prototype, just under the overhang there, you just got a line of windows going along the side there, so we're going to fill those in first. So on the back end of the white superstructure, just under the overhang, so just underneath the overhang here. And what we're going to do, we're going to count to the, I think it's, if we just go deck level anyway, so find where deck level is, which isn't that one. So deck level is there, so there's deck level there. We're going to go to the second block up from there, and to the back wall first, back of the wall, and we're going to count to the 6th block forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to add our window there. So that's our first window in there, like that. So it's the 6th block forward, and it's just above. So you've got the deck level there, and the window's just 1 block above that, okay? And that's 1 block below the overhang as well. So there's our first window, and we want to add 22 of these. So each window is separated by 1 block. So 1 window, 2 windows, 3 windows, 4 windows, 5 windows, like that. So it's 5 windows like that, and then we want number 6, and then 7, 8 without doing any damage, and then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21, and finally 22. So there's our 22 windows in there like that. So it should look something like that. And then after that 22nd window, I want to leave a 3 block space, so 3 white blocks like so, and then we add 18 windows. So it's the same line again, like that, in the same line, but you've got 3 space there, and we add 18 windows. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. There we go. There's all 18 windows there. So that's that little job done there. So it don't look too bad. There will be more windows to go on later on, but just want to get those ones out the way. So we've got those 2 lines of windows there. what I'll do, I shall quickly copy that to the other side, and then we can call it a day, I think, because I'm tired of this already. So 18 windows going around. And what I've also done is I've added a centre block to the back wall of the top deck, because I forgot to do that first. So yeah, there we go. So that's that there. So we do copy, flip to the right, and then we paste. And that should be the windows on the other side. And there we go, there we are. So that's the windows done. And it don't look too bad. So we've done quite a bit here so far. Not as big amount as I was expecting, but it's an amount. And yeah, the ship is definitely starting to take shape. So like I was saying earlier on, the next part, which will be part 4, will focus on those promenade windows. Also the internal walls connected to them, and probably the beginnings of the boat deck superstructure. So hopefully we'll get quite a bit done in that time, but at least we've got the forecastle done anyway, the slopey deck of that. And the ship don't look too bad. Like I say, not as much done as I was expecting to do, but overall I think we've done alright. But anyway, we'll call it a day now. So this is Rich signing off, logging off, disappearing, and I shall return in part 4. So bye for now.